Graceland really does represent a childhood promise that Elvis made to take care of his parents one day. His first home he purchased for them was actually about 20 minutes from Graceland. It was in the middle of a neighborhood. It was a ranch-style house, very nice, very quaint. But eventually they grew out of it simply because of Elvis's fame. And so looking for a new house, they were really wanting something special, and Elvis really wanted a place that he could call home and he could relax and, have friends and family members over and actually really, have a place for his mom and dad to call home, and Graceland really became that place. They knew they were looking for a place that was kind of away from other neighbors, simply because Elvis's fandom had gotten so big that the neighbors in his current neighborhood were complaining about the fans that were in the neighborhood all of the time. Elvis buys Graceland in March of 1957. The estate was up for sale, and it's his mother and father who actually saw it first. Gladys told Elvis about this mansion that she saw, and it was up for sale, and they brought Elvis out here to look at it, and immediately he put a down payment on it. He fell in love with it, just like his parents did. Each room has its own personality. The living room, for example, is where a lot of entertaining took place.
The furniture that you see, most of it comes from 1957, and it's been sitting here all of these years. Everything's original. So the sofa over my shoulder is the actual sofa that Elvis sat on. It was purchased in 1957, custom made for the house. It's 15 feet long, all one piece. But probably the highlight of this room is the piano that sits in the music room. That is one of 3 pianos that Elvis had purchased for Graceland. The unique thing about Elvis is that he never learned how to read sheet music. So when he was playing the guitar or the piano here at Graceland, he really was playing from ear, mimicking what he was hearing. And it was not unusual, if you were here at Graceland, for Elvis and the guys to have an informal jam session in this room around 2 o'clock in the morning, mainly singing Elvis's favorite type of music, Southern gospel. And it also wasn't unusual to see up to 10 or 12 people gathered around this table. Dinner at Graceland was always a very formal event. So Elvis would come downstairs around 9:30. They would sit here at the table. They would enjoy each other's company as well as the good food cooked here at Graceland. And Elvis would hardly ever leave the table without watching Johnny Carson first on the TV here. That's one of 14 TVs we have here at Graceland. So this is Elvis's den, nicknamed the Jungle Room by the press when we opened up for tours in 1982. The room was actually added onto the mansion by Elvis in the mid-60s. And when his dad came home one night talking about the furniture that you see here, Elvis went out that night immediately and purchased it all because it really reminded Elvis of Hawaii, which was one of his favorite places to relax and unwind. So that made this room extra special, a place where Elvis could literally just kick back and relax in a more informal atmosphere than the living room. And he actually used this room as a recording studio in 1976, recording his last 2 albums, from Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, and 6 songs from his last album, Moody Blue, right here where we're standing. We're now in the Ret Ball Building. Elvis had this building added to the property in 1975 for the cost of a little over $250,000. Elvis, like lots of people, was really into racquetball in the 70s. And after having this building built, he really used it a lot for entertaining in another kind of atmosphere. The morning Elvis passed away, Elvis and several friends, including his cousin Billy Smith and Billy's wife Jo, were actually here in the building, played a couple lighthearted rounds of racquetball. And then Elvis took a seat at the piano behind me, playing several songs that morning. Two of them that they remember is Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain and Unchained Melody. Saying goodnight to his family, he left here around 9 a.m., headed back up to the mansion to get some rest. He was leaving that afternoon to begin his next concert tour in Portland, Maine. But unfortunately, that afternoon here at Graceland, Elvis would pass away.
Even though he's not here,
Elvis continues to receive accolades even 30 plus years after his passing. And as you look around, you can obviously see we expanded the exhibit spaces here onto the court. This is the awe moment of the tour for not only our celebrity guests, but guests that come year round. This is where you get to really see Elvis's impact on music and pop culture. We do have jumpsuits on display Elvis wore between 72 and 77, but the most impressive thing here on the court is that we are completely surrounded by gold and platinum awards, all of which have been certified gold or platinum after 1977.
Graceland really represents the American dream. Elvis literally came from nothing. I mean, he grew up in Tupelo, Mississippi, was born in a house that would actually fit inside Graceland's living room that was built by his uncle and his father. And really buying Graceland was really the epitome of he made it. And it really has become to be a very special place for Elvis fans and from around the world, because it was a place that Elvis called home. It was where you can see Elvis relaxing and entertaining friends, and you can envision Lisa running around the house when she was a toddler, and you can almost hear music coming from the music room. It's a very homey atmosphere for Elvis fans or even pop music enthusiasts. I mean, it really is like the White House of rock and roll.